Welcome to the Rewards Master. Today we're going to look at some cards that I plan to get this next year to kind of make a part of my system and my wallet setup. And so if you would, hit that like and subscribe button and we'll dive right in. So as I think about what I need this next year, I'm still trying to work out what's the perfect kind of baseline setup. And what I mean by that is that there are all sorts of cards I could be getting that, I want to just get for the bonuses. And that'll probably always be a part of my journey. But I've been over the course of the last couple of years trying to build up cards that I want to keep for the long term as my basic setup when I don't have a sign-up bonus. And I spend quite a bit on my cards, so I want to be able to get as much value as I can when I'm just doing my day-to-day type of spend without chasing a sign-up bonus. So right now, that's basically a city setup that's supplemented by a few other things. Like for instance, I use my City Prestige for 5 times dining, 5 times airfare. I use 2 City Custom caches for 5x on gas and 5x on home improvement stores. And then I use like my Amazon card for 5x on Amazon. And so those are kind of my basic categories that I use most of the time. But as I'm looking to kind of round out that whole system, it's going to involve 2 different aspects. The first is I want to be able to add cards that give me multipliers, good multipliers in things that I don't kind of have right now. So I'm looking at a few cards for the long term that have those, but also cards that give me benefits. I have a bunch of cards that I don't use because of the multipliers. I use them because of the benefits. Now, some of those are airline cards. Like I have both the Delta Reserve and I also have the American Airlines Executive from Citi. And that's because I have status on both of those airlines. And I can pretty much get my money back with all the lounge visits. I mean, I've been well over 20 lounges this year. And also because of some of the perks, like especially with the Delta Reserve, it gives back a bunch of credits. The American Airlines card gives back some credits also. But the Delta card, I mean, it gives back credits for Delta stays and credits for Resi. And also you get a free companion certificate. Now, when you move over to the hotel side of things, I've got a number of hotel cards just because of the benefit they give me of status and also a free night certificate. The one that's kind of most notable is the Hilton Aspire card. And down the road, my plan is to get multiple of those because those free night certificates are just, they are absolutely awesome. So there's some cards on this list of what I'm hoping to acquire in 25. Now, when I say me, I mean myself and my player 2. We don't have as fast of a momentum as a lot of people do in the credit card game. I just not comfortable applying for a card every single month. So we kind of slow it down and we do about 1 card each every 6 months. Now, sometimes mixed in there is going to be a card where we're doing an upgrade to get a bonus or something like that. So I'm not counting that into this, but we do about 1 each every 6 months. So that's 4 cards a year. And then also I try to add a business card. So basically about 5 cards a year. So I'm going to look at 5 cards here and then I might throw in a bonus one that I'm going to consider at the end of the video. Okay, the first and second card are kind of connected with one another. And I'm not sure if it'll be me or my player 2 that gets these cards. It's kind of going to depend on who can get approved for them. But what it will be is from the ecosystem of Wells Fargo. And the first one is the Wells Fargo autograph card. Now, I thought about the Journey card that has the annual fee and has a little bit better multipliers. But I thought, well, if I'm looking for a card that'd be long-term, I really like the autograph card. It has no annual fee. And in addition to that, it has some really, really good multipliers. The multipliers are 3x on categories like gas and on airfare, categories like hotels and transit and travel. I mean, it just has a whole slew of 3x categories. It even has streaming services and cell phone, and it puts really kind of decent cell phone protection for a 0 annual fee card. So this card to me is just an all-around awesome multiplier. Now the multipliers that I'll use, I don't need the dining, I don't need the gas, and I might use though the transit, the travel. That's not something I use all the time. I mean, I buy a lot more flights than I use Ubers and things. I don't ever use them in my home location, but when I travel, I do, and so it'd be nice to get that elevated multiplier of 3x. And then the streaming services, I'll use that, and then my cell phone plan. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to look for in the Wells Fargo autograph card. Now the sign-up bonus is only 20,000 points after spending $1,000 in 3 months. But as I said, my emphasis this next year is just going to be kind of closing out, rounding up my everyday setup. And then from 2026 on, as far as my plan is today, I'm going to be just hunting sign-up bonuses for cards I'll churn. So this one seems to be like a long-term keeper, the Wells Fargo autograph card. Now, along with it is the Wells Fargo Attune card. Now, this card doesn't have a great sign-up bonus. I think it's $100 for $500 in spend, but that would translate into 10,000 points if you connected it to an autograph card. But I really love the kind of out-of-the-box different multipliers on the Attune card. It gets 4x back on things like gyms and things like entertainment, transit. It gets it in a lot of just different categories that other cards don't have. Things like sports and recreation and thrift stores. And my wife really, really loves going to plays. Like we go to New York sometimes and go to Broadway plays. In our local location, we sometimes go to those kind of plays. And those things are expensive. I mean, it's about $200 every time we go, 100 for her and 100 for me. So it'd be awesome to get 4x back on that. Sometimes we go to sporting events, college football. So that would be great to get it back on that. So for a 0 annual fee card, just those elevated multipliers on kind of all the fill-in categories, to me, makes the Attune a great pickup. So those are the first two, and they're both from Wells Fargo, the autograph card and the Attune card. Now, the rest of the cards I'm going to discuss on this list of what I hope to get next year, really, I'm probably not going to even discuss the multipliers, because these other 3 cards, I will not be concerned about the multipliers at all. I've already got better multipliers in each of these. These are cards that I hope to get for the benefits. The first is the Hilton Surpass card. I already have the Aspire card, and I want to get to the point where I can get another Aspire card, so the Surpass is kind of my path towards that eventuality. It has a $150 annual fee. It has a really, really good sign-up bonus. I think when I checked it the other day, it was 165,000 points for a reasonable spend of $3,000 or $4,000 in 3 months. And it does have good multipliers for a hotel card, but like I said, I won't use it for that purpose. But the really good benefit, until I ultimately can upgrade it to another Aspire card, is that if I spend $15,000 on the card, I get another Hilton free night certificate. So the card kind of pays for itself, because you get 4 $50 credits with Hilton, one each quarter comes out to $200, and you just use that to buy Hilton gift cards on the webpage, get the money back. It's really more than free. In fact, they pay you if you make sure you utilize all those credits. So it's kind of a no-brainer. I want to get it for my overall setup for the benefits with Hilton, and ultimately to get another Aspire card. So that's the Hilton Surpass. So I'm thinking my player 2 will probably get the American Express Platinum. Now, I don't have to go through a full review of the Platinum card, but the reason we want to get it is really not that we'll keep it long term. We might do the downgrade upgrade game, where after a year we'll downgrade it down to a green or something and hope to get upgrade offers. But the Platinum card will primarily look to get that huge sign-up bonus. 175,000 points. I think you have to spend about $8,000 in 3 months, or maybe it's even 6 months. But either way, it's fine with us. So for 175,000 points, $695 a year, but a whole bunch of credits. I mean, we can use the streaming credit, we can use the airline credit, we can use the Fine Hotels and Resorts credit, all of those along with the SACs, and you throw it all together. If you're good about getting credits back, it more than pays for itself. So no problem for a year, and we'll do that. She'll also enjoy the lounge access. Sometimes we fly Delta, and when I run out of those Delta free guest certificates. I think I get 4 a year with my Delta Reserve. It'll be nice for her to be able to get in there and also into Centurion Club. So that's going to be our fourth pickup, is an American Express Platinum, probably for player 2, maybe for me. The last card I'm for sure going to seek out is the Delta Platinum Business Card. Now, the Delta Platinum Business Card has a $350 annual fee, but you get a whole lot back for that. And as I said, the multipliers are irrelevant to me on that card. The sign-up bonus, though, isn't. You get $70,000 for, I think, $6K in spend over 6 months. So I don't really cherish Delta Sky Pesos, but I'll take the 70,000 points. But what I'm really looking for with this card is pretty much it pays for itself for the most part. You might have a little bit of a net annual fee, but you get a Delta Stays credit. I think it's $150 Delta Stays credit. You also get a Resi credit, $120. That's $10 a month. I can use that no problem. And this card gives you another companion certificate. So I have one already with my Delta Reserve. That companion certificate is more than the $350 in value for the annual fee. So to me, it's a no-brainer. And it also gives me a status boost towards my Delta status of 2,500 MQDs per year. So I plan on picking up the Delta Platinum Business Card as my 5th card. Now, I said that there was going to be a bonus at the end, one that I'm considering. Considering downgrading my American Express Business Platinum down to a Business Gold card because of those 4X categories. And then again, hoping they give me an upgrade offer to go back up to a Business Platinum card. It has $240 in credits every year that can be used at like office supply stores or Grubhub, so it wouldn't be hard to get a big portion of the annual fee back. The annual fee on that card is quite steep, $375, but quite a bit less than the $695 that I have now on the Business Platinum. And the 4X categories are things like electronic stores, things like cell phone bill, things like transit, things like gas. So I'm just kind of trying to evaluate. If you have some input on this card, I've told you some of the other categories I have and kind of multipliers. Maybe it's not a smart thing to do, I'm not sure. So give me some of your input on it. Now, those are the cards I'm planning to pick up, how they'll work into my setup in 2025. Let me know what you think. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you here next time.